What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Recently I had some very positive comments from some YouTube viewers that posted on the WNBA pickups video that I recently did. In that video I talk about quite extensively about the WNBA, and I talk about I wish they would make more WNBA cards, and these viewers actually said, hey, they just released some WNBA cards, coming up. I do not have any of those yet. However, maybe I'll pick some up in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't live anywhere near a WNBA team, so there's not a lot of popularity for WNBA cards, or NBA cards for that matter, from where I live. So with that being said, I kind of open my mail before the video. I typically don't always open the envelopes until right on camera. However, I wanted to make this a themed video where I only share with you WNBA autographs, so I was doing my best to guess by the postmarks that these were WNBA returns. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right into the first profile here, and you should recognize this individual as I talk extensively about her in one of my previous videos, and I will link that video up here in the corner for you guys to check out. And that is Miss Jackie Stiles on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kind of got them all crooked there, but Miss Stiles, I'm not going to go into too much detail about her because I do talk about her a lot in that other video, and plus we have two other athletes that I want to share in this video. But she is a former WNBA player. She was a great college basketball player. She played her college basketball at Missouri State, or Southwest Missouri State at the time it was called. After her playing career in college, she actually retired with the most points scored in NCAA history by a female athlete until that record was broken by Kelsey Plum in 2017. She also scored 56 points once in a game, which ranks as the 6th highest amount of points ever scored in an NCAA Division I basketball game. She was drafted after her senior year at Missouri State into the 2001 WNBA draft. She actually went on to win the Rookie of the Year award for the Portland Fire that year. So she was a very good player in the WNBA as well, winning the Rookie of the Year award. However, the Portland Fire folded after the 2001 season, and then she was assigned or selected by the Los Angeles Sparks. Unfortunately, she suffered some injuries during her WNBA career, and within a couple years she was unable to come back from her injuries and never actually played a game in Los Angeles. She tried to sign on with another team called the Lubbock Hawks, and then she also played in the Australian League briefly before she could no longer perform at the optimal level that she once did and had to retire from the game. She spent some time working in the private sector, ran a couple of businesses along the lines of fitness and such, and then she became an assistant coach in 2012. She became the assistant coach at Loyola Marymount for a season. Then after that season, she moved to Missouri State, where she also became the assistant coach. This past season, Ms. Stiles decided to move on from Missouri State, and she is now currently an assistant with the Oklahoma Sooners and the women's basketball program for the University of Oklahoma. Thank you, Ms. Stiles. Very, very happy to add these to my collection. Hopefully one day I'll maybe run into you again in person when Oklahoma's in town, perhaps. All right, so this next individual, a little bit older. I don't want to say older, but she was around before Jackie was in the college game and in the pros, and that is none other than Ms. Nicky McRae on 1, 2, 3, and a 4th card on this WNBA set, but it's really hard to see because of where it's signed in the darkness of the card. And it looks like she tried her best, but just unfortunately in a black Sharpie on a dark jersey, that one doesn't show up really nice. Not as nice as the other 3, but, you know, it is what it is. On 404, so Nicky McCray, former Team USA member, as you can see from the card there. Let's talk a little bit about her. So, Nicky McRae was on the 1991 to 95 University of Tennessee Lady Vols, led by Pat Summitt. She's 5'11", guard. That's a pretty big guard, actually. And she, you know, spent her 4 years in college, winning the national championship in 1991. After she completed her college career, she went on to be part of the 1996 Team USA gold-winning team that won in the 96 Olympics. She also followed that up in 2000, being on the Team USA women's basketball team that won gold in Sydney. And she also was on the World Championship team in 1998, winning the gold medal as well with that team. So she actually has won 3 gold medals, 2 in Olympic competition and 1 in the World Championships. So after her playing career, I don't want to say after her playing career, but during her playing career, she played for about 10 years in the WNBA. She played for the Columbus Quest, the Washington Mystics, the Indiana Fever, the Phoenix Mercury, the San Antonio Stars, and the Chicago Sky, where she retired in 2006. After her 2006 season in the WNBA, she became an assistant coach at the University of South Carolina from 2008 to 2017. After her time at South Carolina, she became the head basketball coach at Old Dominion University. She started that role in 2017. She is a 3-time WNBA All-Star. She won the NCAA championship as an assistant coach at South Carolina. She won the women's NCAA championship as a player and as a assistant coach, which is a unique feat. She won it, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, at the University of Tennessee. Then she won her championship with South Carolina as an assistant coach. She currently is at Old Dominion University, as I mentioned, and I sent these cards to Old Dominion University to ask her to sign, and she gladly obliged. So thank you very much, Miss McRae. I very, very much appreciate having your autograph in my collection, and I will forever cherish these. All right, so this next former WNBA player is a very notable one. She is also Olympic gold medalist and played with Miss McCray on the Team USA teams. And this is Ms. Dawn Staley on 1, 2 Team USA cards, 3 WNBA rookie card, and a 4th one, again, with the dark background, but at least it's kind of down at the bottom there. You can kind of see it a little better. But those black backgrounds are just killing me on these. It's almost want to have them sign them on the back. I mean, look at all the brightness on the back as opposed to the front. But, you know, it is what it is. It is signed on a 4th card. So, Dawn Staley. So, probably the most notable one that I'm showing you today. Ms. Staley played in the WNBA for how many seasons? From 1996 to 2006. Then became a coach, a collegiate coach, just like Nicky McRae did. So she played her WNBA career with the Richmond/Philadelphia Rage, the Charlotte Sting, as depicted on those 2 cards, and the Houston Comets. So before her WNBA career, she actually played at Temple University. She was a 5'6" guard that appeared on 3 Olympic teams, it appears. She won gold medals on the 1996 team in Atlanta, the 2000 Sydney team, and the 2004 team in Athens. She also has other gold medals that she won in, various Pan American World Championship games for women's basketball. In 1991 and 92, she was the Naismith College Player of the Year while she was still in college at Temple. 6-time WNBA All-Star. She was considered in 2011, at the time, one of the top 15 players of all time in the WNBA. After her career, she went to coaching. Actually, during her career, she was coaching. I'm not going to get into this into too much detail, but commonly I've found that a lot of WNBA players are not financially stable during their playing careers as their counterparts in the pro game. Meaning that commonly many of them have to have secondary jobs to supplement their income for their first profession, which is being a basketball player, professional basketball player. So she started in the off season coaching with Temple University, her alma mater, and that was what she did while she continued to play throughout her career up until 2006 when she retired. After she retired, she spent another season or two with Temple. After her career at Temple and coaching, she moved to South Carolina, where her assistant coach, Nicky McRae, these two were coaches together, joined together, and that's where Dawn found her best success in 2017. She's been their coach, since 2008, but in 2017, South Carolina won the national championship under her tenure, which is awesome. So she was elected to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2013, so she is a Hall of Famer. I feel that the previous two, both Stiles and McCray, will probably join her eventually in the Hall of Fame as well. But not to be overlooked, Dawn Staley was in the top 15 WNBA players of all time. She's been only successful at every level of the game. She was successful as a player. She was successful as a college player, a pro player. She was successful as an Olympic athlete, winning multiple gold medals. And now she's being successful, post-playing career as a head coach. So if you have some Dawn Staley cards laying around, I highly recommend that you send a couple her way. I sent them care of the university. You will be seeing a little bit more of her coming up. According to her Wikipedia page, she is also going to be coaching Team USA in the upcoming Olympics. So hopefully, that'll be something that we can enjoy in the upcoming Olympics, a year from now. And maybe you'll see Dawn on the sidelines, and hopefully she'll be raising that banner for her 4th gold medal, and this time as a coach. So, thank you very much, Miss Staley. Thank you very much, Miss McCray and Miss Stiles, for signing for me. I can't go on too much longer because this video will be days long if I do, because as you guys know, I like to talk. But I cannot emphasize how much important it is to remember the players of the WNBA and women's college basketball. I feel like that they're so overlooked as professional athletes, and the counterparts in the men's game just are so compensated so much more than what the WNBA players are. I mean, I think it is completely absurd that WNBA pro athletes have to sacrifice not just their bodies, but their personal lives with their families to barely make a living wage, where there are people that are executives, television reporters, etc., that make more money than they do playing the actual game that they're playing as pro athletes. I mean, it's a shame. So if you get a chance to go to a WNBA, definitely get a chance to check it out. I, unfortunately, geographically don't have the access to go to them like I wish I could. However, I feel it's a sport that is highly overlooked, and it's a league that is trying to find its identity, and I hope that they continue to move forward with giving women professional athletes an avenue to play professionally. I think it's a great league. I think it's a shame that they don't make more revenues like their counterparts in the NBA, but hopefully one day we'll all enjoy and appreciate women's basketball for what it is. So thank you, ladies, for the hard work that you have sacrificed, for your careers as not just players, but also as coaches now as well, teaching what you have learned in your life experiences and your playing experiences. So thank you for joining me for another episode. This one's a little bit longer, but this was a special edition, WNBA edition. I got a couple more WNBA requests out there, so hopefully I get them back soon and we can do another episode with some more featured athletes from the female basketball world. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.